Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Friday, the 31st of March, 2023, the final day of the month before we get nice, refreshed, new-looking stuff tomorrow here on the setup. And we started off today with the Level 1 podcast that was very jam-packed. I did something today a little different. Usually on a day when I do my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, we start late because I usually take time in the morning to set up for the show, to pick the questions, get the stuff printed out, get it all ready to go early. And that way, the podcast would usually start later and be like an abridged podcast, only like a 20-minute show, and then we would jump right into the Q&A. But being that today was my day that I was coming back from my day off, I knew I had a lot to talk about with my day off segment, and in addition, we had all kinds of game news going on with E3 being canceled. I knew I wanted to do a full podcast, and therefore I did. What we ended up doing, by the way, does the camera look choppy? It does look choppy, doesn't it? I don't know why. But anyway, what we did was a full segment, and I worked on Ask the King yesterday on my day off. I had some extra time, and I actually got the questions ready early, so that way, today, I could jump in full force and not have to basically be starting late, and did a whole podcast plus Ask the King. Now, Ask the King was over on DSP Reacts for the very first time. I'm going to be honest with everyone. It did not go well. After the podcast ended, attendance dwindled a big time. Basically, it slowed down to a crawl. Engagement was slow. People were trolling. Now, people are always going to troll on DSP Reacts because we don't have all of the moderation in place like we do on DSP Gaming. It's only been on that channel for about a month to a month and a half, as opposed to on DSP Gaming, I've been streaming for 2 straight years, you know. So a lot of the trolls go over there, and they're assholes. They do it on purpose just to be dicks or whatever and to derail. But it was pretty bad, honestly. I don't feel like it was a great show. I kind of feel like the show was kind of meh because people weren't engaged and weren't really having that good of a time for what I can tell. That's not good. Usually with Ask the King, it's a show people demand. They say, do not ever think of canceling this show. It's your legacy show. It's your longest running show. Today was episode 95, okay? But for whatever reason, it just didn't really work out that well. Support was almost non-existent. Engagement, like I said, was bad. People were derailing. They were trolling. I ended the show not feeling too good. I'll be honest. I'm transparent with you guys. I want to tell you, I just didn't feel too good about it. So, during the course of the show, I very matter-of-factly asked everybody, is this worth continuing? Or do you think at this point maybe it's done? I'd love to see the comments. I haven't seen any of the comments yet on the show, all right? Because it went live during the break, and then I was streaming, so I don't know. I want to see your comments over the next few days as the parts go live on DSP Reacts. Let me know if this is something that you think is still worthwhile, or has it really ran its course, okay? Anyway, so we did that show. I went on break. I come back, and tonight it was Resident Evil 4 Remake. Tonight was Chapter 9. Admittedly, Chapter 9 for me was the most annoying chapter in the game. First half, you have to take out the rooms of enemies that are so annoying. Now, in the original game, it was annoying. In this game, it's even more annoying because on hardcore, these enemies are constantly turning into the ones that have the bug heads, and there's 2 different kinds that do that. And you have to kill a guy who's up on a balcony, or else this just keeps happening over and over. But if you go to kill the guy, they grab Ashley and kidnap her, and it's instant loss. So it's like you can stay there and try to defend Ashley, but it takes too long. Like, I'm doing it. I have no ammo. The game's not dropping ammo as I kill the enemies, so I don't have enough to keep doing this and survive. So it's kind of like, what do you do? It took me like maybe 25 minutes to figure it out, where I killed a bunch of guys. I ran up, killed the guy that was transforming them, and then in the nick of time, ran back down as they had Ashley and was going to escape with her, and I shot them from behind and stopped them. And then I was able to win the room. I was like, dude, that was so hard. But the thing is, that room, if you know what's coming, if you've played this game before, this new remake, and you know exactly what's in the room, you would be ready. But, okay, I know I got to save some sniper bullets. I know I got to save some grenades. I could probably just chuck a grenade up there and kill the guy right away, or I could snipe him. You don't have that. I didn't have that. I didn't know that the room was coming. I'm playing it cold, and so it really was annoying. I feel like it's one of those parts of the game where, like, multiple playthroughs, it's simple, but the first time around, it's hell. Okay? Then there was a part where you actually get separated and you have to play as Ashley. It wasn't necessarily annoying, but it was kind of time consuming. There was puzzles, there was sneaking. It's totally different from the original Resident Evil 4. They redesigned that part completely from the ground up to be different. I enjoyed it because it was different. And then after that, Then you go back to being Leon, and then you can retrace Ashley's steps, and actually there's an optional kind of mini-boss fight there that's kind of neat. So I did all that tonight. I basically beat all of Chapter 9 and did a little bit of optional stuff for Chapter 10, and that's where we ended. Now, you want to talk about night and day. Attendance, great for a late stream. Engagement, absolutely great. People talking, enjoying. Support, outstanding. Ridiculous. We got over 50 memberships tonight. We got over $100 in tips tonight. I say we because it's not just me. It's people contributing, right? And, likes were sky high. Super chats were great. Everything was amazing. It was like night and day from Ask the King earlier today. So, it is what it is. Ask the King, you guys let me know. What do you think? Is this a show? Because we were talking about it. We're like, maybe we should just retire it at episode 100. This was episode 95. That would mean I continue doing it through this year. And then maybe in January of next year, it's the final episode, 100, end the series there. Maybe that's a good way to end it. But, I'm kind of of the opinion that people didn't really like it that much. They were, like I said, they seemed bored, disengaged, no support. It was just, really bad. So, let's see. I'd love to hear your opinions on it. What did you think? Now, by the way, only part 1 is live. We're doing something new on DSP Reacts. If you become a member over there, you can watch the archive streams in their entirety as soon as the stream goes offline. So you don't have to wait for future parts of Ask the King or tomorrow's DSP versus the Internet or a long-form React. You can just watch it all in one sitting as the archive stream if you're a channel member. So, it's a good way to get great features out of that channel to join and become a member if you're interested, okay? So what are we doing tomorrow? Tomorrow, Level 1 podcast here on DSP Gaming again. Then, yes, we're going over to DSP Reacts again, and we're going to be doing DSP versus the Internet. In fact, as soon as I finish recording this, I'll start uploading. I'm going to change my setup of decorations because it's a new month tomorrow, so everything will look different behind me. And then, I got to sit down and go through all of your submissions for videos for tomorrow's show and approve them and get them into a playlist for tomorrow, okay? So that being said, it's going to be a fun show, but I'm curious to see what people have submitted. I think tomorrow we're going to institute some rules because this week we had some people who were literally submitting dozens of videos, and that's a lot, and I feel like we do need to start having criteria. Now that we have over 90 members over on DSP Reacts, I think we need to start limiting the amount of videos that people can submit. So we'll work on that. We'll talk about that tomorrow. That's the first stream, is me, DSP versus the Internet, reacting to content. Tomorrow night's late stream, again, Resident Evil 4 Remake, right here on DSP Gaming. Likely we'll get through another chapter. It seems like we're going like a chapter a session. So we'll see how that goes. But great playthrough so far. And again, thank you so much for the support tonight. Hopefully you'll come back tomorrow night and you'll join me again. All right, guys? By the way, Sunday, back to full-time gaming. It'll be Metroid Prime Remastered with Oblivion. Monday, Resident Evil 4 and Like a Dragon Ishin, and kind of alternating between those two for the rest of the streaming week. Okay? Everyone, thank you. Great day. Give me your feedback on Ask the King. Thank you for a great stream of Resident Evil 4. Enjoy the videos. See you in the morning. Peace out, my friends.